Hey, everybody, this is Glenn Ackerman with Energy Awareness Training. Time for my Wednesday broadcast that I do every Wednesday evening, talking about different aspects of energy awareness, and how it affects you in your life. I'm coming to you from an undisclosed location in the hills of West Hollywood, California, hence my shades. Yeah, it is a little glary right now here, so the sun's going down here. It's kicking into going to be a beautiful night, and I've got some really cool stuff to share with you tonight. And I want to welcome you to the broadcast. What we're going to talk about tonight is we're going to talk about how the experience that you're going through with the COVID and the COVID mania is affecting you unconsciously, that is having an effect on you, and I want you to know what it is. And this is what we do with energy awareness training. The whole point of studying energy and being aware of it is to recognizing that there are forces, there are energies, there are things that influence us, and we're not even aware of it. Not even aware of it. And it's important for us to be aware of it because it has a big effect on our life. Now it's interesting. On Facebook, you're scrolling and you're scrolling and you look at different posts and you go, is this worth my time? Or you see somebody going live or a little video and you go, should I listen to this guy or this gal? Is this going to be interesting? Is this going to help my life? Is it going to be worth it? And I'm here to say, if you're scrolling to me, it's absolutely worth it because I'm going to be telling you some things you should know. I'm going to be telling you some things and revealing some knowledge to you that is really important and it's affecting you and you don't know it. And this is the cool thing about being energetically aware. The whole point of studying energy, let's back up a little bit. For those of you who aren't familiar with my work, what I do is I teach energy awareness training. And the whole point of that is to have a better life because I teach this because I found knowledge and I found information and technology that doesn't exist anywhere else to be able to improve our lives, to be able to change our lives, and to move through stuck situations, problems, relationships, patterns that we don't know what to do with. And when you're stuck, you're stuck. It doesn't feel too good. Well, I was stuck for a long time in my life. And I didn't know what to do. And then when I found out about this thing called energy, I was able to make the changes I wanted to make. I wanted to feel better. I wanted to have peace of mind. I wanted to have more confidence. And I wanted the things around me to change, want to make more income, have a better career, better relationships, just move to the next level of my life. And, I had tried so many different things to move it forward, you name it, read the books and took the seminars and, you know, you know, studied with the gurus and all that stuff. And all that was good and it was interesting, but didn't get me the results I wanted until I became aware of energy. And that's why I do these broadcasts on Wednesdays and Sundays. And I used to do big ass trainings, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to give you every broadcast. I just want to give you one or two nuggets to empower you, to challenge you, to make you curious about what is this world of energy, and is there something here? Is there something that I could benefit from? You could scroll down to an animal video, or some political thing. I do things a little bit differently. I'm like, hey, look, I want to show you a hidden world that's affecting you. I want to reveal to you a deeper reality that you're interacting with every day that affects every aspect of your life, and you don't even know it. And that this is the missing link to the mysteries of your life, to, how did I get up? How did I get to this place? Or how did I get to the situation I'm in life? Or why aren't things improving? Or how can I, move forward in my career or in health or in relationships or anything like that? And so many people have the questions, and we're going to answer them tonight. We're at least going to give you a really good answer and give you some really vital information and tools to help you have a better life. And that's what energy awareness training is all about. You may have heard me say, you may have heard your high school teacher say that everything's energy in this world. Well, it's true, but how does that affect me? Well, then a guy named Nikola Tesla came along and said, hey, if you really want to understand the secrets and the mysteries of life, then you'll start to look at things as energy, frequency, and vibration. One of the most brilliant men in the world. So what he was saying is that there's a code to everything that we're dealing with in life. Our feelings, our thoughts, our relationships, our money, our health, the world that we live in, the physical world and the non-physical world. So that led me on to pursue and study the subject. And then I realized that if everything's energy, especially people, right? Especially jobs, especially activities, especially pandemics, virtually everything we're dealing with, food, that's energy, right? Sleep, that's energy, everything. Wow. Then it's like learning a whole new language. And this language is the key to discovering this hidden reality that has been around us all our lives, and that the answers to so many of our questions are there and no one ever taught us. I'm here to reveal that to you and have some fun doing it. So with that, that's my little introduction to energy. I mentioned my one thing before I get started for people who are new to the broadcasts, in that, energy is like an iceberg. You have 10% above the water that you can see, then you have 90% below the water that you can't see, right? And the Titanic wasn't sunk by the 10% it could see, right? It was sunk by the 90% that it couldn't see. So I was saying here in energy awareness training, that which we can see, we can control. That which we can't see controls us. And that's one of the keys to unlocking the mysteries of life. It's the things that we can't see. It's the things that we're not aware of that are controlling us, that are keeping us in the places that we don't want to be. Because if we could control them, we wouldn't be in that place, would we? We wouldn't be over here and want to be over here, right? We've already handled it. So the fact is that we feel in some way limited or some way kind of stuck is the one thing that is the awakening to recognize that there's a deeper world around, and then if you see it and you learn how to recognize it and read it and speak this language, so to speak, it opens up your life to incredible possibilities and certainly moves you forward dramatically. And that's what we're going to be doing here tonight. Okay, so with that revelation, I can take my shades off here. The sun's gone down a little bit. Want to say hi to a few people. Hey, Katrina, glad you're here. Hey, Jonathan, glad you're here. All right, so what we're talking about tonight is we're talking about the unconscious influence that the covert mania is happening on people. Unconscious. What does that mean? That means that there's an effect on you. There's an energy that's taking place that you're not aware of. You're aware of it on some level, but on a big scale, you're not. And I want to reveal that to you and reveal what you can do about it. So this is definitely going to be a benefit for you. And if you have friends who are interested in self-development, interested in science, interested in personal growth, have them come on the broadcast. Tell them that there's a cool live video playing and some mysteries are going to be revealed tonight. Okay, so before we go into these unconscious, we identify these unconscious things that are taking place that we're experiencing on a deeper level. Let me just set the context for how to describe them. Because you remember that Tesla said, that if you want to figure out the mysteries of life, you look at it as energy, frequency, and vibration. In my work, I've gone deeper than that. I've gone to recognize that any energy force, whether it's a human being, whether it's an activity, whether it's a belief, whether it's a literal place, since it's all energy, that these energies can be even described even more accurately. We can call them saying they have a power, they have a purpose, they have an intelligence, they have a direction, and they give off information. So that's pretty much true with everything that we're dealing with in life. Whether it's another person, whether it's a car, whether it's the weather, no matter what it is, it has these characteristics. Now, why energy awareness is so important to learn and can change your whole life is because when you become aware of these factors, you're able to see things that other people don't see. You're able to have more knowledge in a greater spectrum than other people do, because you're able to increase your awareness multidimensionally. In other words, there's more there than you just see like everybody else does. And this is what gives you, when you study energy awareness training, it gives you an incredible advantage in being able to navigate this world and being able to do business, and in being able to recognize if a relationship is good for you, whether it's a romantic relationship or a business relationship, because when you recognize energy patterns, they're authentic. For example, make something easy. If somebody tells you, "Hey, what's the weather today?" Oh, it's going to be sunny today. Oh, okay. Looks sunny, but there are a few clouds there, and then an hour later it rains. Oh, well, the guy was wrong. He gave you the wrong information for whatever reason. Maybe he intended to, maybe he didn't. But if you looked at the forecast, and if you're able to measure through a barometer, what was happening, in the air pressure and the moisture and stuff, you'd be able to go, I don't need to ask. I can see the signs of what's about to take place. And it's usually right. Well, that's the same way when you're able to recognize energy patterns with people. One of the things that we do is we want to know in a new relationship, is this person good for me? Would this relationship be good for me? Is this somebody that I want to spend time and effort? Is this somebody I want to get to know and open up emotionally with? Is this someone that will be able to create, good things and positive emotions, or positive and happy events, not just now, but a year from now, 2 years from now, down the road? If it's a romantic relationship, is this somebody I could marry? Is this somebody that I could trust? Or is it an illusion? Like so many things are in this life, it looks good in the beginning, it looks good and it sounds good. And yet it isn't until you get into it, down the road, 6 months, a year, that you can go, oh, wow, this fooled me. It wasn't at all what I thought it was going to be. Right? And then you say, well, if only I had known then what I know now, I never would have gotten involved. I wouldn't have had to, wouldn't have cost me this money or this heartache or this hassle or the things that happen when relationships or activities get disrupted. So what I'm saying is that to become energetically aware recognizes these hidden influences that are all around us, that come to us every day. We're constantly dealing in an energetic world. Every day that you wake up and you go about your day, you're dealing with energy. You're dealing with thoughts, the thoughts in your head, that's energy. Moods, that's energy. The way your body feels, that's energy. Right? Going to work and dealing with business, that's energy. Getting along with your family, right? Or your kids or your spouses, that's energy. Or dealing with being alone and looking for someone, that's energy too. So Why that's so important is because these energies are influential. Means they're not passive, they're actively trying to influence you. So, a great example of energy is the COVID-19, that virus. That's an energy. Now, when I describe energies, there's hundreds of definitions of energies, different energy here, different energy there, in this situation, in that situation. But in energy awareness training, we can put all the hundreds and thousands of energies under two categories: the good energy and the bad energy, right? Pretty simple. And if one of the things that I teach to my beginning students is, if you look at the world, we're living in a world of duality or opposites, right? Never taught us that in school. I wonder why, but because it's so important. Because if you have a good, you have a bad. If you have a right, you have a wrong. If you have an up, you have a down. If you have a light, you have a darkness. If you have good times, you have not so good times. If you have feast, you have famine. And even though we're familiar with the concept, it's not something that we kind of live and recognize on our daily basis. But it's so important because we're constantly moving from one place to another. We're constantly moving from one energy to another. Just like, here it is, it's daytime, but we're moving towards nighttime. In another hour or hour and a half, it's going to be dark here. So energy is constantly moving, and we as human beings are constantly moving, right? So last year, last summer, things were normal, walking around, going to the beach, going to the movies, doing whatever we want, traveling. Life is normal, economy was good. See, a year later, things are completely different, right? Everything that we could do, or most of the things that we could do, at least socially or for recreation, we can't do now. Now, if you're energetically aware, you learn how to read patterns. So if there's going to be a great up, it's going to be followed by what? A great down. If and vice versa. If you're living in a down situation, whatever it is, that's only temporary. It's going to be going up because energy is constantly expanding, and it attracts more of the same. So, is it important that if you're headed towards a downswing, if things are going great? You bet it is, because you can protect yourself, financially. If that we're going into a recession, and that maybe stocks are going down, or things are going to be of less value, right? That's something you can do something about to protect yourself financially, right? If you're in a relationship and you can see the relationship making shifts and changes, there's going to be a shift there, and you want to be prepared for it, because it's either going to move up or it's going to either move down. Same thing physically with our health. Virtually every principle, everything we're dealing with is the same principle. And it's really important to know. Now, what happens typically for so many people is, they think everything's fine, they're going to stay fine, and, it's always going to be sunny, it's always going to be summertime, and blah, 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 blah. We think that in relationships and investments, in life patterns. And we get so shocked when they shift, when they get so shocked when suddenly on a dime things change. We're caught off guard. We're like, hey, that's not the way I wanted it. If you ever, had a love affair that all of a sudden ended, and you didn't want it to end, you're going, wow, what happened? Hey, I didn't want that to end. What? Yeah. So things happen, right? Hey, I don't want to go around wearing a mask everywhere I go. I mean, things happen. So that's the point I'm making about being energetically aware. Now, I'm going to go into some specifics here, but I want to give you the basic concept here in this class on energy awareness and what's happening to us unconscious. If you just joined me, tonight's class is on energy awareness and how the COVID situation is affecting us unconsciously, affecting everybody unconsciously. In other words, there's hidden energies that are affecting you that you're not aware of. and I'm going to make you aware of, because that's why I named the work this way, energy awareness. And I'm making the point we're living in an energetic world. Everything that we're doing is energy. So if that's true, then wouldn't it be smart to be aware of what's happening? If there's a deeper level of reality that controls what we see, hear, and feel, wouldn't it make sense to study that reality so that we're on top of our lives instead of at the bottom of it? I think so. And so do hundreds of my students all around the world who've studied energy awareness training and gotten fantastic results, which I'm so proud of them for doing so. I hear them every day, and I love it. More on that later. Let's get back to our topic. If this is making sense, you guys who are there, hey, Alex, just joined us. Welcome. If this is making sense, give me a shout out on the chat. This is an interactive broadcast. I welcome comments, questions, challenges. So go ahead and let me know what you're thinking here on the chat, and I'll answer questions here and address that. Or just say hi, tell me where you're from. Always like to know that. Usually the broadcast here goes worldwide, so we have people from all over the world here just checking in. So interesting. You know, it's nighttime in Europe, but it's tomorrow morning in Asia and in Australia and South America. It's cool. And it's interesting. The world is interested in energy awareness. Go figure that. The world is interested in energy awareness. Well, let me give you an example why. So when I'm talking about how energy works, let's use the virus as an example. Okay, so the virus is energy, isn't it? Okay, now I made the point there's good energy and there's bad energy. There's healthy energy and non-healthy energy. There's energies that we want to connect to grow and to expand and to be better at. And there's energies that we want to avoid, we want to stay away from. Why? Because the good energies, and let's use Tesla's terms, he calls them high frequency or high vibrational energies. When we're talking in those terms, those are energies that are moving up, moving out, that are transparent, that are filled with light, that have an energy of connection, of feeling good, of love, of compassion, of abundance, of creativity, of blessing, of service. It's all the good stuff. It's the good times. It's the good feelings that we have. It's the things we most treasure in our life. When we experience that, someone we love, you know, or get a big check, or do something creatively that we're proud of, we're connecting to an energy. So every physical thing in this world connects us to an energy. Okay, really important. I'll repeat that. Everything that we're doing, good, bad, or ugly, whether it's with people, places, things, animals, forests, watching airplanes fly over, it's all energy. And it connects us to either one of these two energies. Now, I just talked about the good energy. That's the energy that we want. But there's the bad energy too, and the bad energy is just the opposite. It's the one that's in opposition. Remember, we just talked about opposites? Well, if everything's energy in this world, and we're living in an energetic world, then energy by definition would have two aspects of it, at least in this dimension. And you're absolutely right. So there's a good or a high vibration energy, which we want. And then there's a low vibration energy that we don't want. And that low vibration energy is all about keeping us out of the high vibration energy. It's about bringing us into a place of anxiety, stress, worry, doubt, fear, trouble, chaos, separation. Okay, and so these energies, I make it simple. The high vibration energies is the healthy one. The low vibration energy is the unhealthy one. So when we're in high vibration energy, when we're feeling good, our immune system enhances, gets stronger. We get stronger. We get happier. We get healthier. We activate, great hormones, like oxytocin or serotonin. All the good stuff. Unfortunately, when we're in low vibration energy, we do just the opposite. We activate the negative hormones, the hormones that bring us into a sense of fear, worry. Some people call it the fight or flight syndrome, when we're, oh no, whenever you're in a, oh no, you're spiking, you're moving into a low vibration energy that's spiking hormones of fear. And that's bad for your body. It lowers your immune system. So this is basic energy 101. This is how this works. All right, now that you have the terms, let's move into tonight's subject, which is, what is this hidden energy you're talking about, Glenn? What is this thing that we're all being affected by? Well, let me preface this with the story. And the story I heard from a really well-known speaker here in Los Angeles. His name is Reverend Michael Beckwith. You might have heard of him. He's the what would you call him? He's the senior minister of a I don't want to call it a church, a spiritual center called Agape. Really cool place. It's a interdenominational spiritual place that I've attended and that I check out their broadcasts. Really, really high vibrational energy guy. Anyway, he told a really cool story that really illustrates the class tonight. And what it is that he mentioned that he used to run track in high school, and he used to be a real fast runner. And he used to place at the top, the top three in all the races that he would enter through Southern California in high school. I think even in college too. Now there was one guy who was just a little better than him at the same school that he went to. And every time they ran, Michael would come in second. And this guy was so good. He said, when I started racing against him, he used to leave me in the dust, but I resolved to improve myself so that I could, hopefully one day beat him. So I kept getting better and better and closer. He'd still win, and I'd still come in second. But I beat everybody else. Everybody else that ran against me, I beat them. This guy, though, was so good. My goal was to try to beat him. And every time we'd race, I'd come in second. And sometimes second was just a hair behind him, so close. And other times, it would be a couple of lengths behind him. But, as time went on, I got closer and closer and closer to beating this guy, the top guy. Well, one day I was at a track meet. This is Michael talking. Said I was at a track meet. And we were running, and we were expecting the top guy to come, but around race time, he didn't show. So, my coach was all excited, and he says, "Okay, give it your best." So the race started. I don't know what it was. What was it, like 100, 200, 400 meter relay? You got to go around the track around, I don't know, 6 to 8 times, maybe 10 times, however that works. Anyway, Michael said, "I'm making my great time, making great time, making great time, and making great time." And at the end, somehow, the guy in back of me overtook me at the very last second. I was leading the whole race, and then, in the last minute or so, the guy behind me comes and beats me, and I come in second. I'm kind of shocked and surprised. And when I got, back to the locker room, and the coach said, "What happened to you?" He goes, "Well, I'm gonna try it." He goes, "The guy who beat you, you beat him 100 times. You beat him every time you raced him. What happened? I mean, how did he overtake you?" It was a mystery. And he said, "I thought about it for a while." And I go, "Yeah, how could somebody that I beat so often, how did he beat me in this race? The top guy wasn't there." And what I realized was, unconsciously, every time I raced, I got into a pattern of coming in second. Sometimes it would be a close second. Sometimes it wouldn't be a close second. But race after race after race after race came in second. So I had come in second so many races against that top guy that when that top guy wasn't even in the race and there was somebody else who I was better at, because I was in the habit of coming in second, I came in second again. And he said, what I didn't realize is that all those times I came in second, unconsciously, I was getting into a groove or in a habit of coming in second. Now, it was something, and I love it. It was a hidden energy. He said, no one came and told me every time I came in second that I was programming myself for second. No one told me that I was putting myself into a pattern, and that this was having an effect on me unconsciously. It wasn't until I saw the effects of what I'd been doing all this time that I realized, whoa, I'm programmed to come in second. Well, he fixed that, and the next race that he came in, he was against the top guy now, and they had a big race, and he tied the guy. They came across at the same time, exactly the same time, not one, not the other, and they both got the award for top guy because it was the same. He never beat the guy, but at least he came in, he didn't lose from the guy at the end. So he shared that. And I thought, isn't that a great point for what's happening right now? We're getting in the habit of being afraid. We're getting in the habit every time we turn on the TV, especially lately, this particular week, with the COVID thing, there's been a setback here in the United States. In California, in Florida, Georgia, Texas, and other states too, we've gone backwards. We were recovering and moving into, and we had moved into stage 2. Now we're back into stage 1 again. And now, they've closed. Things that were opening up are closed again. So that's a setback that we've had. And I want you to know that as energetic beings, we send energy based upon the frequency that we vibrate at. Good, bad, or ugly, you're sending energy out everywhere you go. And you're receiving energy everywhere you go. You're receiving what's going on. So it's coming in and it's going out. Hence, remember we talked about opposites, duality. You're giving it, you're receiving it. You're receiving it, you're sending it. It's quiet, it's noisy. The sky is empty. Helicopters are flying over. See how that works? Now, what you're not aware of is the way energies work. These energies are constantly trying to influence us. They have an intelligence all their own. Now, I know no one ever told you that. As I looked around for this, when I made this discovery, I go, why doesn't anybody teach this? Well, I'm teaching it, and it has a life-changing effect. So these energies that we have, we don't see them, right? I don't see energy around me. Right? They're hidden. So when you're energetically aware, you recognize that everything that we see in the physical world was created by the non-physical world, right? Everything that is visible was created from invisible, including us. Once upon a time, parents went out on a date and their energy was vibing. They were getting along great. There was sparks between them. And that energy pulled them into that non-physical energy pulled him into a physical act, right? The non-physical became physical. The invisible became visible. Boom, boom. And here we are 9 months later. So what's happening to us now, for all of us around the world, is when you turn on the news, and they go, hey, it's spreading. Hey, it's getting worse. Hey, we're going to have to shut it down. Hey, look at, that's an energy coming your way. Now, we've been hearing it for a lot of months, but that doesn't mean you're immune to it. It's having an effect on you. When you go to the store and you wear the mask, and you see people in masks, that has an effect on you. It has an effect of, hey, danger. Hey, look out. Hey, watch out. Okay. Just you can see the body language taking place. When you're walking down the street, you see somebody coming a block away. Whoa, you can walk across the street, right? You're going to avoid them. So what's taking place is here, we're learning how to be in fear. We're learning how to be afraid. We're learning to avoid people. We're learning how to distance. When we're walking around, when you walk down the street, half the time we just say hi to people walking by. Hi, how you doing? Especially in your neighborhood. Good morning. How are you? Being friendly. Now people don't want to look at you. They look at you. Oh, you might have the virus. You might be contagious. Walking across the street, right? So that's having an effect on you. And I want you to be aware of that, because when this is over, just like, Michael talked about, that habit is going to continue. Now, what happens there is, it illustrates one of the principles that I make, called the energy creates more of the same of itself, which is high vibration energy creates more high vibration, and low vibration energy creates more low vibration energy. So if I have the thought, fear, worry, doubt, and I go out in the street and I'm vibrating that, that's what I'm putting out, right? And the other person's going, uh-oh, fear, worry, doubt, that's what they're putting out. So this low vibration energy vibe that wants to bring us into an unhealthy place is being expanded. Not good for you. Okay, so this is how it's affecting you unconsciously. By these continual habits of fear and worry, they're affecting you in an unconscious way, so that for that to be your new normal. It's the new normal to be afraid, the new normal to wear a mask, the new normal to social distance. Now, I'm not getting into the politics of, some people think, some people have politicized these things. If you wear a mask, you're a liberal. If you don't wear a mask, you're conservative. If you don't wear a mask, you love Trump because he doesn't wear a mask. If you wear a mask, you don't love, all of that. Whatever. The point being is that there's an energy that we have to deal with every day. We had to deal with it with the George Floyd thing and the protests, the riots I had down the street here. So I want you to be aware, this is an eye-opener. And to give you an example, these energies work internally inside you as well as outside of you. So the same processes that these energies have that work internally, and again, what's their role? The role of the high vibration energy is to lift you up, to expand you, to keep you healthy, to inspire you, to move up, to move out. That's the energies that we all want to be in. But we all are dealing with the energies that want to do just the opposite, that want to pull us down, that want to make us afraid, that want to keep us out of our happiness and worry what's going to happen with like that. And if you're not aware of that this is taking place, it's going to drive you nuts, and it's going to pull you unconsciously into a low vibration situation, right? Which you don't want to be in. So there's something that you can do about it, and that's be energetically aware of what's taking place. Okay. Now I want to give you an example of that. Is this making sense? Let me just check the chat here. How you guys doing this? Making sense? If it is, give me a shout out. Let me know. If you have any questions about what I've said, if you agree, if you don't agree, let me know. Because we're interactive here. And the point of this class is to, is to educate and a little bit of entertainment too. I mean, this is kind of cool, isn't it? Talking about, hidden realities that are affecting you. I don't know if you're into psychology or how people think, if you're into behavior, if you're into developing yourself, if you're into, being better today than you were yesterday, then this should be of great interest to you. I know that it is for me because it affects everything I do. You know, whatever your interest is, let's say you're into sports or you're a musician or you're in college or you're trying to become a doctor or whatever it is, you still got to deal with energy. And these concepts that I'm talking about, energy, they affect you right where you are. No matter where you are in the world, what I'm talking about affects you because it's already going on inside you as well as all around you. Okay, let me sip here. Cool. All right. Makes ultra sense, Katrina. Thanks. Alex, hey. All right. So let me just give you an example of this. So people say, well, how does the energy work? Okay, I kind of described it earlier, but let me give you an example. So we have this thing called the virus, right? The COVID-19. And that's an example of energy that has, according to the Ackerman scale, it has a power, a purpose, an intelligence, a direction, and it gives off information. So does every living energetic thing. But let's take the virus for example. Okay, so first off, let's identify. From what I told you about high vibration and low, is it a high vibration thing or is it a low vibration energy thing? Let me hear you on the chat. Is the COVID high vibration or is it low vibration? Okay, this is your first quiz from today's class. Let me hear you. Who says it's high? COVID, coronavirus, high vibration? Who says it's high vibration? Who says it's low vibration energy? Well, okay. Some of you can think, well, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. If this is your first time, maybe you're just learning this. Okay, class, I think we can all agree that it's a low vibration energy. It's an unhealthy energy. It's an energy that is pulling us into a place of darkness, of suffering, of a direction that we don't want. Now that's important. Now this thing's pretty obvious, right? I mean, it's like real obvious. So according to the Ackerman scale, power, purpose, intelligence, direction, and it gives off information. So power. Does this coronavirus have a power or is it weak? It has a big power. It's strong. You better believe it has a power. It's powerful. Okay? Does it have a direction? Yeah. It's coming this way. It's all around us. And it's directing us in a direction which is down. Okay, does it have an intelligence? Sure it does. It has an intelligence where it knows how to mutate and it knows how to spread. And it operates in the invisible world. Okay, talk about invisible energies. Can you see it? You walk around, no, you can't see it. You can't see it, but it's there. That's what I'm talking about an energy. You can't see it, but it's there and it's having an effect on you. So doesn't it make sense to start learning about energy? I hope so. So power, purpose, intelligence, frequency. Does it give off information? Yeah. When you get that, when you look at the virus, you can see it gives off a lot of information and it's all low vibration. It's all negative. It's all what we don't want. Okay, so that's pretty obvious. Low vibration energy, not something that we want. Right? Pretty clear on that. Okay, so That's something that's external. You can take something else that's external. How about exercise? How about going out for a run? Okay, running. That's an energy, isn't it? Okay. Well, let's use the scale. Does it have a power? It sure does. When people run consistently, they get strong. Does it have a purpose? Yes, it does. To make you healthier. Does it have an intelligence? Yes. When you run, your body it automatically knows how to adapt positively to keep you healthier when you're doing cardiovascular exercise. Does it have a direction? Yeah. Wants to take you up. Wants to take you, make you feel good. Wants to make you healthier. Wants to affect the rest of your day so that you have energy and so that you stay slim and so that life is good. Does it have information? Yeah, that's the information I just gave you. So that activity is a high vibration energy. And that's something that we want to do because it takes us up. Now, again, these are pretty obvious things, but when we get into a little closer, like somebody that you're just starting to date, okay, well, you want to know what the energy there is too. You want to know whether that's high vibration or low vibration. That's where you use these methods, right? You want to know if you're going to be visiting someplace, whether it's a safe place to go. A lot of people want to go on vacation. Well, there's some states that the virus is a big factor and people are coming down with it, like Florida, like Utah, like Arkansas, like Texas, Georgia, even some parts of California. Well, that's important information as opposed to places where you'll be safer. So some of this is common knowledge, but some of it, the more hidden stuff that we don't know the answers to, this is where you consult energy. When you go, I don't know, when you go into a place of my senses, my five senses and my logic can't give me the answer. See, that's how we normally have been navigating the world, by our senses and by logic. Does it make sense? Is it logical? Okay. And that works for much of life. It's got us this far, but we've come this far recognizing there's a whole nother part of life that we can't figure out, that we don't know the answer to. It's like looking in an empty file cabinet for a file. If you can use your logic and you can use your five senses till you're blue in the face, but if you keep asking yourself a question that you don't know the answer to, you're going to move into a negative energy state. You're just going to keep going round and round and round. A question as simple as, what's going to happen this weekend? Or are the kids going back to school this fall? Or are they going to come up with a cure for the virus anytime soon? Well, nobody knows the answer to that yet. Maybe tomorrow they will, but right now they don't. So if you persist in looking for an answer where there is none, that's an energy that you're going to fall into that's going to bring low vibration to you. So it's important to recognize that in energy awareness, we recognize that our thoughts have energy, that there's high vibration energy thoughts, there's low vibration energy thoughts, there's high vibration energy emotions, and low vibration energy emotions. So what we learn in the training is how to dissolve and move the low vibration energy or the unhealthy thoughts, feelings, and emotions out of our system, and to increase the high vibration energy, the healthy, all the good stuff. Okay. Doesn't happen overnight, but that's why I call it energy awareness training, so that you can learn methodologies to get back into control of your energies. So many people now are, worrying and panicking about stuff, and they're allowing low vibration energies, right, which are trying to influence us. They can influence our thoughts, our emotions from outside us. They can you can be having a perfectly happy night, right? This beautiful summer night, and the low vibration energy can plant a thought that, yeah, but tomorrow, what if I get the virus, God forbid, or what if this happen? and you go back in your head, and all of a sudden your great time is ruined. You're thinking, oh yeah, what have I got to, and the thought completely sabotages this moment. Well, you need to learn how to guard against that, and that's what we show you in the various trainings. But tonight, I hope that I've made the point that you're being influenced. Okay, what have I done so far? I've I've had you recognize a little bit, give you a little foundation of what energy is. When when I say energy awareness training, what does that mean? Well, I'll give you a little background on that. I'll let you know of how the energies work, and they're influencing us all the time. And that when you're aware of those energies, you can do something about it. You're called energetically aware. If you're not energetically aware, you're just a victim of whatever happens. And that brings a lot of sadness and sorrow. And that's not what we want. And it's not necessary if you're energetically aware. Because right here, right now, you guys are with me. Take a nice breath, if you would, deep breath. Take another one. And look around. And when you're fully present, right here, right now, not in your head, not thinking about yesterday, not thinking about tomorrow, but right here, right now, looking at me, you're connecting to a high vibration energy frequency. And right here, right now, it's all good. You got a cool computer that you're watching me on, or a phone. You've got the space that you live in. You got some food in the refrigerator. You got a few bucks in your wallet. You got a lot to be grateful for. Now, the low vibration energy wants to come in and go, but this isn't right and that's not right. Just move that out for now and take control and focus on what you want. If you learn this one thing tonight, focus on what you want. Think about what you want. Feel the way you want to feel. Don't let thoughts or emotions or any outside influences try to bum your high. Because right here, right now, you're alive. You don't have the virus. You got some challenges, and we all do. But when you focus on what's good, when you focus on high vibration energy, remember, whatever you focus on expands. So why not focus on the stuff that feels good right here and right now? Let tomorrow worry about itself. Okay, right here, right now, you're good. Okay? All right, just checking the chat here for how everybody's doing. Everybody's rocking along. All right. So people ask me, so how do I learn more about, energy awareness training? Well, I have a website called energyawarennesstraining.com that you can go to, check me out, get on my list. I'm in communication with people there. You can messenger me on Facebook. Send me a message. I have a group called Raise Your Vibration with Glenn Ackerman here on Facebook that you can connect to me with. I have a YouTube channel. So I'm all about getting this message out to people. That's my vision. That's my passion. That's my work. To let people know that energy awareness is the new technology for this millennium. That when you become energetically aware, you can take back control of your life. And no matter what you've been through, no matter what heartaches or traumas or, bad luck or whatever it was, we've all had our share. When you become energetically aware, you can learn to dissolve that. You can learn to put that behind you, not just in your head, but energetically, and move to a higher level of happiness. The goal of this work is to attain energetic freedom, which is the ability to be happy, joyous, free, and productive and proactive no matter what's happening. That's the big skill that I teach, and I'm proud to reveal to the world, because your happiness doesn't depend upon circumstances, because circumstances are always going up and going down. Sun's going up, sun's going down, etc. But when you learn to be energetically aware and to be able to stay in these high frequency energies, that when the low vibration energy comes knocking at your door going, hey, worry about this. Hey, feel bad about this. Hey, you go, not interested. and you go and you create an energy field of blessings, of abundance, of gratitude, of thanksgiving, because you're right here. You're in control of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. You're not letting some outside force control them and take it away from you. Okay, hope that makes sense. I love talking about this. I love sharing energy awareness training. So, anything you want to know, any questions that you have, or interested in learning the work, drop me a line. Let me know. I do broadcasts like this on Wednesday evenings at 7 Pacific time, and on Sundays, usually in the morning. Sometimes I do them at night, just to keep you guys on your toes energetically. So I leave you with this point. If you enjoyed the broadcast, let me know. Simply this: nothing changes until energy moves. So if you don't like what's happening in your life, change the energy and change it from low vibration to high vibration. Just that one little tip will make a big difference. This is Glenn Ackerman with Energy Awareness Training. Wishing you guys love, blessings, and a great summer. I'll be speaking to you soon. All right. Hope you enjoy the broadcast tonight. Bye for now.